I am probably the president's #1 fan, and that's not going to change.
Nicki Minaj, you behaved badly. You behaved badly in Philadelphia. You should remember that, bitch.
Nicki Minaj is not here. She is not here. She is still at the White House with Donald Trump discussing very important issues.
Nicki Minaj has officially stepped into her MAGA era, and the reaction has been fast, loud, and very public. A lot of Black celebrities are not cheering her on. Instead, they're calling her out, questioning her choices, and warning that this move could cost her more than just fans.
And some of the stuff that Nicki Minaj said out of her mouth left me flabbergasted. She said things like Donald Trump and JD Vance were heroes, that they were role models for our children. She said that when they speak, she can tell that they're speaking for us, that they make us feel proud to be American. She said that they have given us a chance to beat the bad guys and win. She also said something to the effect that really bothered me. Nicki Minaj said, it's not just that, and I'm paraphrasing, I want to try to get it correct, but she said something to the effect that it's not just that we tell Black children to feel proud of themselves, but it's like we're doing that, and at the same time, we're telling other children not to feel proud of themselves.
Some people are even saying this shift is part of why her money and support seem to be drying up. What makes this story even bigger is that Nicki wasn't always like this. Years ago, during Donald Trump's first term, she openly criticized him. She called him harmful and even shaded other celebrities who supported him. Back in 2020, during a live conference, Nicki said she would never jump on the Trump bandwagon. She talked about how seeing children separated from their parents at the border upset her deeply, especially because she came to America as an immigrant child trying to escape poverty. Fast forward to now, and things look completely different. Nicki is calling herself Trump's #1 fan and praising him as the best president ever.
The greatest and most successful female rapper in history, Nicki Minaj. I didn't know Nicki, and I've been hearing over the years she's a big Trump supporter and a Trump fan, and she took a little heat on occasion.
I am probably the president's #1 fan, and that's not going to change. And the hate or what people have to say, it does not affect me at all. It actually motivates me to support him more.
That sudden flip shocked a lot of people, especially fans who felt connected to her story and her past words. Because of that switch, several Black celebrities spoke up. One of the first was D.L. Hewley.
When Nicki Minaj went to Turning Point and started talking and it was, the whole Epstein list was happening when she was at Turning Point, which is a weird thing because, first off, Charlie Kirk despised her. Charlie Kirk, she was everything he despised. Yeah. He believed she was bad for Black women, black young people, and she was here illegally. So she was everything she despised. And then she was talking about Christianity and all that. The funny thing to me is, she said something about Gavin Newsom. The one thing for sure is Gavin Newsom ain't on the Epstein list.
After Nicki posted comments attacking California's governor, DL fired back hard. He said Nicki shouldn't be lecturing anyone about children when there are serious issues and criminal convictions involving people close to her.
And she don't need to worry about Gavin Newsom. What she need to worry about Chris Hansen. She needs to worry about you sitting up there pretending as if you care about children, trans or otherwise, and your husband is a registered offender, and your brother is a offender. I'm like, I bet you what, kids are safer being trans than at your house. Well, she shouldn't be able to allow. She should be. Her trick or treating must be in a sheriff station parking lot. She should be able to watch New Kids on the Block. She can have Cabbage Patch Kids. She can have Sour Patch Kids. But it's these people that contort their logic while you're glorifying a dude who's credibly on the Epstein list. There's a girl, a 14-year-old girl. There in documentation, this man invited a 45-year-old man invited 14-year-old girls to parties. Who does that?
Pedophiles.
Stop it. Stop it. We know he spent hours with her, one of the victims at Mar-a-Lago. This a girl who said her uncle and Jeffrey Epstein trapped her, and that she used to have with Trump all the time, and then there came a baby and they threw it in the middle. They aborted it and threw it in the middle of the ocean. Stop. So anybody with these pretenses of morality about anything else, telling me how much you love kids while you sit there with somebody who brutalizes them like that, is the most asinine thing I've ever seen in my life.
His response went viral and set the tone for how harsh the backlash was going to be. Others also pointed out that Nicki's career was built on strong support from the LGBTQ community. But lately, her language and behavior seemed to push those same fans away. Reality TV star Tiffany New York Pollard spoke about it openly, saying Nicki's Trump support felt like a slap in the face to fans who had supported her for years. Tiffany made it clear she still likes Nicki's music, but not the way she's been talking. She even suggested Nicki might need better influences around her to help guide her back.
I mean, Nicki, you know, we love her music. I've spoken to her several times, you know. Collectively, I feel like we were a little bit disappointed with her, but I feel like she needs to spend a lot of time with Mr. Bruce Springsteen. She needs to go sit on his lap and let him speak some words of wisdom to her heart. Because somebody got her off track and she needs guidance back home.
I know right now you're very outspoken. Do you think that celebrities should just kind of stay out of the politics talk? Would that be something you would say?
Absolutely not. I feel like celebrities should get involved, speak their truth, because we're here. We live here, damn it. And what we feel means a whole lot. We don't always want to live a fairy tale. We need to be in the conversation and really in the thick of it, because we hurt. And a lot of people are, see, now I want to talk about politics and I shouldn't. I can be here all night with you.
The situation exploded even more after Nicki went after TV host Don Lemon. Don didn't stay quiet. He fired back, questioning why fans were still supporting Nicki when, in his view, her words showed disrespect toward the very communities that helped make her famous. As all this was happening, reports started spreading that Beyoncé and the Carters were done with Nicki. According to people close to them, Beyoncé has completely cut her off and is disappointed that Nicki's legacy has turned into constant online fights and political rants. Fans noticed that doors Nicki once had open in the industry now seem firmly shut. Then Dr. Umar entered the conversation and took things even deeper. Instead of just mocking Nicki, he shared a theory. He believes conservative groups are using Nicki as a new token Black celebrity after falling out with others who no longer fit their agenda. In his view, Nicki is being placed front and center to attract attention, even if it costs her reputation and support in her own community.
I believe that Donald Trump and the conservative movement in this country selected Nicki Minaj because they needed a replacement for Candace Owens. Remember, Candace Owens has fallen out of favor with the Republican Party and the mainstream conservative white agenda because she's now exposing the Zionist control of the conservative movement and of the United States government. In fact, Art, I would argue that Charlie Kirk was assassinated, I believe, by the Zionist movement. Charlie Kirk began to question Zionist infiltration of the U.S. government. He began to question Zionist control of U.S. institutions, systems, and industries. And he began to get a little bit out of hand with his rebuke of the Israeli agenda. I believe that's why Charlie Kirk was assassinated. And I believe that because he was becoming so unapologetic in his criticism of the Israeli influence in America, along with the Zionist influence of America, that he was unalived. And because Candace Owens followed suit behind Charlie Kirk, and she started exposing the Zionist control of the United States government, they had to distance themselves from Candace. So if we're going to distance ourselves from Candace, and this is Donald Trump, the Republican Party, and the mainstream white conservative movement, we got to find another black woman. We got to find another black woman who can compete with Candace Owens nationally and internationally to bring attention away from Candace Owens, who is highlighting the Israeli influence on American politics. And so who better to use than Nicki Minaj? Now, I don't know why Nicki Minaj is doing this. I don't know if she's getting paid. I don't know if it's a favor. I don't know if it's an exchange, as some people have suggested. Okay, I don't know. But I know it's not right. I know it's wrong.
Dr. Umar also criticized Nicki for appearing at political events where she spoke against teaching Black history, saying it didn't make sense for her to take that stance while raising a Black child herself.
This is absolutely insane to see such a talented, beautiful Black woman build her career through Black culture by way of the hip hop movement, become a multi-millionaire, one of the top selling artists of this century, and to use Black culture to build your career and then turn around and use the platform that was created through Black culture and hip hop. And now you're going to use your platform and your prominence within our culture to work against the progress of Black people by joining Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, Erica Kirk, Turning Point USA against the best interests of Black people. It's bothersome.
All of this has led to one big question online. Was this MAGA move worth it? Dr. Umar said he isn't sure if Nicki did this just for money or if powerful people are putting pressure on her behind the scenes. Either way, he believes something serious pushed her in this direction, especially now that her career doesn't have the same shine it once did. But not everyone agrees with Dr. Umar's careful take. Some Black celebrities were way more blunt. Lizzo, for example, didn't hold back at all. She believes Nicki made a business move, not a belief-based one. In her view, Nicki saw her popularity slipping and realized that siding with MAGA could bring attention, protection, and cash when the music money isn't hitting like before.
I'm getting texts like about Nicki, and I'm like, what are you talking about? I didn't even know. Then, I researched and saw what was going on, and I'm gonna say it like this. Celebrities' opinions of other celebrities does not matter. I'm telling you, it doesn't matter. So my opinion of her does not matter. But what I will tell you is you're about to see an influx of people who see that it is more profitable and more beneficial to join that side. You're going to see it. It already started, and it's going to continue. This is his first year. This is Trump's first year.
Lizzo even warned that Nicki won't be the last. She said once celebrities start losing relevance, more of them will suddenly switch sides because it's profitable. According to her, this trend has already started and isn't stopping anytime soon. Online, fans went even harder. Many people said Nicki wasn't just changing opinions, she was being used. Some accused her of playing a role to pull in attention from certain crowds in exchange for support and money. Others believe she traded her values for a safety net now that her career isn't at its peak. Then came the roasting. Social media went into full drag mode. Fans mocked everything from Nicki's recent appearances to the people around her, saying her image, influence, and quality have gone downhill ever since she aligned herself with MAGA. Some even joke that the moment she switched sides, the polish disappeared too, like the industry support she once had quietly walked away. One fan pointed out that it was like watching Nicki Minaj destroy her legacy over an administration that won't make it to 2029. While another angry Twitter user added, Nicki Minaj calling Trump and J.D. Vance down to earth and one of us tells me everything I need to know about how far celebrity wealth can detach someone from reality. The same Trump who called Black and brown nations, including Caribbean countries like her own, hole. What really shocked people was how far Nicki went. She accused famous figures of serious wrongdoing without proof, insulted entire communities that once supported her, and even hinted at exposing the music industry while delaying new music because of contract issues. This was a big deal.
Emmy Awards and Trevor Noah mentions Nicki Minaj on stage. Yeah, a little jokey joke, a little smile, a little chuckle.
Nicki Minaj is not here. She is not here. She is still at the White House with Donald Trump discussing very important issues. Actually, Nicki, I have the biggest ass. I have it. Everybody's saying it, Nicki. I know they say it's you, but it's me. Wop, wop, wop. Look at it. Look at it, baby.
And Nicki said, oh, now y'all remember my name? She turned internet Twitter into a war zone. After she saw that clip, she went straight to Twitter and wrote the caption, "Trevor refuses to come out the closet when everybody in the industry knows his boyfriend." Allegedly. Then she went in apocalypto mode and decided to go off on the whole industry, especially Jay-Z. She started saying he was a predator. She started saying that the gatekeepers of the industry and they demonic and all this political stuff, man. She went and had a field day. She first started off and responded to somebody's question with a Chucky doll and said, "True or false?" That person said, Jay-Z dated Foxy Brown when she was 15 and took her virginity when she was 23. Jay-Z was out with Aaliyah when she was 15, 16, 17, and he was 26. Jay-Z met Beyonce at 16 and started dating her when he was 30. Jay-Z signed Rihanna at 16, as she said in an interview. Nicki Minaj responded to that clip and said, "True or false?" with a Chucky doll leaning to the side. Then she posted a picture of Jay-Z with Aaliyah and Diddy and wrote the hashtag predator. Then she posted a picture of Chucky drinking a martini and wrote the caption, "Your favorite artists have been practicing rituals in a satanic cult where they take babies from other countries and do crazy stuff in the form of a blood sacrifice to their god. You see, when your master is Satan, you just constantly shed blood. However, the gig is up."
At the same time, Nicki kept appearing at high-profile MAGA events, praising Trump, calling herself his biggest fan, and showing off symbols tied to him. She even bragged online about special treatment and connections, though officials later downplayed those claims. To critics, it all looked like someone clinging to political power, because industry power was slipping away. That's why so many Black celebrities and fans are saying the same thing now. This isn't strength, it's desperation. They believe Nicki didn't go MAGA because she suddenly changed her heart, but because the money, the support, and the love she once had are fading. And instead of rebuilding, she chose controversy. And when people ask why so many Black celebrities are turning on Nicki Minaj right now, this part of the story makes it easier to understand. For years, there have been rumors that Nicki's money situation isn't as strong as it used to be. Now, court records are adding fuel to that fire. Nicki Minaj is reportedly at risk of losing her massive $20 million home in Hidden Hills, California. According to legal documents, a man named Thomas Weidenmuller is asking the court to force the sale of her home so he can collect money he says he is owed. The case goes back to 2019, when Weidenmuller was working as a security guard at one of Nicki's concerts in Germany. He claims there was an incident involving Nicki's husband that night, which led to serious injuries. According to court records, Weidenmuller later needed multiple surgeries to repair his jaw. A judge eventually awarded him a little over $500,000 in damages. But years later, he says Nicki and her husband still haven't paid. Because of that, his legal team is now asking the court to step in and help collect the money by putting Nicki's home up for sale. What shocked many people is that Nicki is often described as one of the richest women in rap, with estimates placing her worth well over $100 million. Her own lawyer's filings even point out that she should easily be able to pay the money. That's why Weidenmuller's team says he shouldn't have to wait any longer. Nicki responded online by saying she didn't even know the money was still owed. She blamed the situation on her former business manager, claiming important information was never passed on to her and accusing that manager of mishandling her finances. Still, to critics, this situation paints a troubling picture. While Nicki is loudly aligning herself with MAGA, attacking other celebrities, and starting public fights, she's also facing serious financial and legal pressure behind the scenes. To many Black celebrities and fans, it looks like her political switch didn't come from strength, but from stress. That's why the backlash has been so intense. In their eyes, Nicki didn't just change sides. She did it while her career momentum slowed, her industry support faded, and her money problems became harder to hide. There have also been long-running rumors that Nicki Minaj's beef with Cardi B wasn't fully real. Some people believe it was exaggerated or even staged to keep attention on both artists. That idea came up again when Jaguar Wright was asked directly about the feud during an interview. The interviewer asked Jaguar what she thought about Nicki Minaj and Cardi B going at each other online, with things getting so heated that even family members and kids were dragged into it. He asked her a big question: is this what hip-hop is now?
Two female rappers, Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, going at it. Kids get involved. Things get ugly. All Twitter wars. When a Jaguar Wright sees something like this, and this is the women, this is hip-hop, I guess you could say. Is this fair game?
Is
Yeah,
that what hip hop is now?
that's the question.
That's not hip hop. And honestly, the simple fact that people are even making that seem like it has something to do with the culture only goes to show exactly how far we are removed from it. It's yeah, it's reality TV with a soundtrack. I ain't interested. I ain't interested. See, my interests have changed. My interests are now focused on the harm that this so-called hip-hop culture has done to the public and what we can do to turn it around. What we can do to stop making weirdo behavior a prerequisite for success in entertainment.
As the interview continued, Jaguar explained that many public feuds and scandals are distractions. In her view, a lot of what people argue about online is just a cover for what's really happening behind closed doors. She said she's spoken not only about her own experiences, but also about the experiences of other women, and now even men, who she says were harmed in the industry. Jaguar made it clear she's angry, not because she wants attention, but because she feels people keep pretending she's lying or exaggerating. She described how frustrating it is to read legal documents and personal stories, then turn around and hear the public downplay serious situations or defend powerful figures.
Nicki Minaj, you behaved badly. You behaved badly in Philadelphia. You should remember that, bitch. That's still my shit. I will move mountains. I'll have every stripper that you shorted, because you were supposed to pay them the full, but you only paid them the half and promised them you was going to come back and pay more money. Let's talk about what a cheap hoe you are. And all the cock you snorted in the fucking strip clubs, bitch. I know real hoes, not people who pretend to be hoes to sell records to dumbass. I'm a grown woman, Nicki Minaj. You don't want this heat, because I will keep it all the way to being about every thing I know about your trifling ass. You and your level 3 sex offender husband. Sue me, bitch. Sue me. Leave nosy alone. You want to fight, bitch? You can come get it with me, and ain't nobody afraid of you or Zoo. I imagine role play in sex in your marriage is amazing, because the both of you get to pretend to be really despicable people and do awful to each other. Perfect. Honestly, I think y'all for each other. Please, y'all two demons, be together so you don't nobody else's life. But don't inflict us with it. Stop threatening victims before you become one, Nicki. Stop threatening victims before you become one, because I promise you, I got that heavyweight for you.
She also spoke directly to victims who haven't come forward yet. Jaguar said she understands how scary it is to speak out, especially when the people involved seem untouchable. She said she prays for them daily and reminded them that some people have waited decades for justice. If they haven't given up, she believes no one else should either.
I'll tell everything I know about that bitch and all the shit she did in Philly, and I'll bring witnesses, ho. How about that? Because I paid everybody I ever with in Philly. You a cheap fucking trick, yo. You a cheap ass trick, Nicki Minaj. And you should know better, because you was a fucking stripper too. Did you like when anybody shorted you on a lap dance? I'm saying it right now, you sniffing fucking idiot. I ain't the one. And you don't want the work I got for you. You can have all the gang ties to the Bloods you want. I know Crips, baby. I know real fucking gangsters.
At this point, Jaguar Wright's claims don't sound like wild talk anymore. In fact, major news outlets are now reporting very similar allegations. One of the biggest stories making headlines is that Nicki Minaj is being sued by a former tour employee for assault and battery. According to court documents, Nicki Minaj is accused of hitting a man who worked for her during her Pink Friday 2 tour. The lawsuit was filed in Los Angeles Superior Court by Brandon Garrett, who says the incident happened backstage after one of Nicki's concerts in Detroit. Garrett says he took an Uber to the Detroit airport and tried to contact the Detroit Police Department to file a report. As more details like this come out through court documents and major news coverage, many people online are now questioning Nicki Minaj's public image and whether the criticism from other Black celebrities is tied to more than just politics or online drama. Do you think Nicki is being paid or forced into doing all of this? Or does she really believe in the likes of Donald Trump and JD Vance? Let us know in the comments.